We've all heard the term, it doesn't cost anything to be nice, right? And it can be anything from looking somebody in the eye, greeting them by name, and saying hello. Something that simple can actually go a long way depending on who you are and where you are in the situation, right? So, we're talking today about how to perform random acts of kindness on a daily basis. How do we perform random acts of kindness daily and just make the world a better place? So, step number one is we have to start with our mindset. Just our mindset. Do you remember the last time you were just out and about doing your normal everyday routine and you saw an opportunity where you could serve? The question is, did you serve or did you serve? And if you did, well done. I celebrate you. If you did not, obviously you had a reason for not. But did you recognize the opportunity? Because step number one is setting the intention, right? If we're going to perform random acts of kindness, we have to set the intention to perform random acts of kindness. And as we do this more often, we will notice more opportunities to serve as we move forward. And sometimes we'll say yes, other times we'll say no. Depends. You may have to perform random acts of kindness. Now, step number two is to look for opportunities, right? Just like on a daily basis, we're looking for the extraordinary and the ordinary. Well, we are also looking for opportunities to serve. Where is a simple way that I can make a difference, that I can step in and help somebody in a time of need? So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is David Adams with David Adams Speaks and People Steward Leadership. Purpose and concept behind people's responsibility for their own growth and development. What does that even mean? It just means that we treat people like family. We honor them, we respect them, we teach, we train, we coach, we share to help people become better, but also to inspire them to take personal responsibility for their own growth and development, which means they go home and they study, they learn, they prepare for what's next before they know what's next, right? Anyways, if you like the content that we produce here, like it, share it with everybody. You have to do the work in step number three. So let's talk about some of the work that we can do. I was at an HOA meeting the other night, and a friend of mine was there, and I noticed that she had a trash bag. And then she handed the trash to her children, and her children went around and picked up all the trash in the common areas of the HOA. And I thought, brilliant, an act of kindness, an act of service. Nobody asked them to do it, and nobody expected them to do it, but they did it anyway. And I thought that was a beautiful moment, right? Just a beautiful moment of somebody looking for an opportunity and then filling the opportunity. And what did they teach children at that time? Taking personal responsibility. Even though they didn't create the problem, personal responsibility for cleaning up somebody else's mess. Loved it. All right. Now, what about at the gym? Well, if you finish first, help other people clean up. Right? You see something not right, you see it quite right, just clean it up. Now, what about just helping our children? So if we just start with helping our children, do your children have chores? And if so, just stepping in and helping them clean up their toys or helping them do their chores once in a while. Because sometimes as a kid, it just feels so overwhelming. Even the littlest thing feels so overwhelming to a kid, right? Especially somebody with ADHD or that's me, right? I have two hands up for me on that one. But to have somebody step in and just help clean up or help to do homework, help to just organize things for us makes all the difference in the world. I have a client of mine who the other day, he just did all the dishes. He gathered everybody's dishes up after dinner and did all the dishes. And you would have thought that he cured cancer with that one act of kindness that he performed for his wife. Primary love language was what? Acts of service. So as we perform acts of service for those that we know that's their primary love language, huge points, right? So whatever it is for you, whatever it is for your family, again, just looking for the opportunity to do something that maybe is a little outside the box for you. It's something that's a little different than what you ordinarily would do. Or charity events, we can donate our time, we can donate our talent, we can donate our treasure. Just sharing, helping, random acts of kindness, right? And then at work, what about at work? Well, it's a random act of kindness to teach somebody know, to train, to coach, to help, to uplift, to high five, to celebrate. Becomes a very big deal, especially if you haven't been celebrated for a while, right? You may be in one of those jobs where nobody celebrates you. Can you imagine what it would feel like if somebody actually did celebrate you randomly and you're like, oh my gosh, where'd that come from? Like they've never celebrated me. In the 10 years I've been here, I've never been celebrated. Well, now we can. Right? We can help uplift, we can help celebrate, we can smile, we can share, we can introduce ourselves, we can shake each other's hands, we can actually act like we care about each other again, right? Those can all be random acts of kindness. So, summing it up, step number one, mindset. We've got to decide that this is what we want to do, set the intention. Number two is we've got to look for opportunities. And number three, we got to do the work, right? And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. For instance, I spent a lot of time last year driving around, right? I went from one end of the country to the other, pulled over, not by the police. They were just pulled off the side of the road and it looked like they needed help. So I pulled off and come to find out that they already had somebody on the way. However, they didn't have any water. Not a big deal. I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you that we can do acts of kindness